but we could have them watching and they couldn't necessarily speak to each other in the same language, but they could all appreciate the drumming and the dancing and the singing. And that's one of the great things about the arts. It not only expresses the soul of our city, it's so important to us. It's not only a big industry in terms of employing a lot of people, including, of course, in particular artists, but it brings the city together. And that program, together with this one, Cultural Hotspots, is something that is, I think, important to knit the city together. Now, in the first 3 years of Cultural Hotspots, it was in Etobicoke, and it was in Scarborough, and it was in North York. And you'll see on the sign, I think right in front of me here, it says, what does it say? Diversity, explore more outside the core. So downtown's already covered. So what does that mean was missing? Etobicoke, Scarborough, and North York. There was just one place missing for this year's focus, and that, of course, is the east end of the city, and in particular, East York. And so it's a great thing that we're here today. Now, I will tell you this morning, the first thing I went to was something in a neighborhood called Rathnelly, right in the center of the city. And 50 years ago, we were celebrating the declaration 50 years ago of themselves as an independent republic. Now, I mention that not wanting to give you any ideas here in East York, but I know there are times when you think these kinds of programs don't come here. And Councillor Mary in particular has been working very hard at animating this place. It's in her ward. And this place is an important gathering place for East York and for Toronto. And we want people to come from all over the city to be here, to understand the history of East York, the great part that it's played in the history of Toronto over time, and to celebrate the artists from across the city. And so I want to just say thank you to all those who've made it possible, in particular the Cultural Hotspots team, our great public service at the City Hall who put all these things together. You know, we stand up here and make the speeches, and Nadira, you and your colleagues don't get half enough credit for the work that they do actually putting these programs together and putting them on, and we appreciate that. And we appreciate the fact that you allow us to take some of your hard-earned tax dollars and put it to work, which I hope you agree, this is a good use for that money, to bring people together, to celebrate the arts and culture, and to do it right here in East York. So thank you very much for these few minutes of your time, and I hope you enjoy the program all summer long, not just today. Today's just the beginning.
Spot here in East York and in the east end of the city. I'm really excited about the program that's taking place this year, and I hope that you're excited about it too. Today we are one of the first major events to take place on the renovated grounds of the East York Civic Centre. And I'm glad to say that the centre's improvements, which I and many others advocated for, has made the site more attractive and user-friendly. And I love seeing all the vendors and all of the arts groups here out on the square. I look forward to many more years of that. The Civic Centre is one of a number of public sites thriving in this ward, which includes also the Evergreen Brickworks. It also includes the Todd Morton Mills Heritage Site, which was actually the centennial project of True Davidson, which in 1967. The city has also tremendous support from organizations like East End Arts, East York Neighborhood Initiatives, Vibe Arts, Cosburn Arts Centre, Dreamation, Imprint Collective, and the Sportive.
To be here in the heart of East York. Mary and I share this neighborhood, and it is an amazing neighborhood. It is an amazing community, and I am so proud to represent this community of East York. I think the first acts this morning were fabulous, weren't they? Give it up. And I think it's a perfect juxtaposition of the Bollywood dancers, broken dance, and our East York barber shoppers. It is symbolic of the transition that has taken place in our community and of the harmonious way that we come together in this community in the arts and other cultural events. And I want to thank every single one of you who works in the arts and culture sector. I know many of you struggle from grant to grant, but we are proud at the City of Toronto to work towards contributing to our spending on the arts. And we have a target of spending $25 per capita in the City of Toronto to continue to fund arts, because we know that that investment in the arts pays off 7 times over. 7, I think it's more. And it means
that's how it starts. And then you just get stuff that you find from already.
me like my phone. Summer day, flash those big brown eyes my way, and oh, I wanted you forevermore. I'm not one that gets around, swear my feet stuck to the ground, and though I never did meet you before, I said hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart, sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you. I'm in love with Mary Lou. I knew Mary Lou that we'd never part, so hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart, goodbye heart. Saw your lips, I heard your voice, believe me, I just had no choice, while horses couldn't make me stay away. Thought about a moonlit night, arms around you good and tight, that's all I need to see for me to stay. Hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart, sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you. I'm in love with Mary. I knew Mary Lou, we'd never part, so hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart, hello, Mary Lou, I'm in love with you, yes, hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart. Right from the start I said hello, Mary Lou, goodbye heart. 74 miles where you can't ever dream, I got it to fit, but when I saw you I knew we'd go together. We'd go together like a wink and a smile, a wink and a smile. Leave your old love by the railroad track. We'll get a hip, double dip, tip, toppy to see the light. Forever off, but don't go too slow. It's only green lights and alright, let's go together with a wink and a smile.